Howdy, Jimmy boy. I put that on mute. It's been a hot minute since I've gone live, let alone live from the shop. Yeah, Jimmy boy, you were talking about skinny Fatwood handles. That's pretty much what I'm working on today. If I can find me and see my chat while I'm in here. So I've got a bunch of pieces all set up. See, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 pieces that I'm gonna try and turn. I'm gonna have to figure out my internet. It's been kind of screwed up lately. Wake up! All right, let's see here. You. So I got a customer asking me for toggles for quick deployment Ridgelines. There's a link in the description for a Dave Canterbury video describing what these are. I'm going to do a video on how they work, but tonight I'm going to make a bunch. So this is a toggle, and put a hole in the middle, run your paracord through it, and it's easier for tying onto a tree or whatever and setting up your ridgeline, whether to hang a lamp or whatever. Now, I'm not having any luck with this. Let's see here. Mobile data. Yeah. Turn the Wi-Fi off and see how that works. There it goes. Damn Wi-Fi. I got some expensive hardware for my Wi-Fi too. I'm starting to think it's my coaxial cable. Gonna have to reroute that. All right, cool. Yeah, shut up. Security alert. Your Google account, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, we're gonna try this for now. There we go. Now I'm going to be turning a lot of these pieces, but I would prefer to keep these Fatwood toggles raw and natural. Let's see if I got any more light. I didn't set up my big fancy light. Hey, I can see the chat now. Jim Thomas in the house. Ray Crum, Jimmy Boy, Lower Michigan Adventures. Awesome. Let's see here. You love my office. Thank you. Dude, didn't realize. Live, little sister, Jimmy Boy. I'm doing great. All right. Let's get this thing on here. I was trying to figure out in StreamYard how to get the full screen. I'll try that another time. If you guys are very familiar with StreamYard and using it on your PC, and you know how to get my full screen and not this black banner. Come on, you want to see the whole picture, not a shrunken picture, right? Okay, so I've got some super rich resinous Fatwood. Got them ready to go on the lathe. I'm going to turn them down real thin, and then I'm going to taper the ends like this. And then I've got to figure out the right size drill bit for a paracord. You don't want it too loose and you don't want it too tight, because this Ridgeline, you're keeping it tight. I'll do a video on that, but for now, And if you want to see what a toggle is for a ridgeline, there is a link in my description for a Dave Canterbury video. Customer of mine, hey Ken, asked me if I could make Fatwood toggles. That's brilliant. Why not? Yeah, if it gets sticky, we'll just leave the natural edge on, like this piece. If I can find more pieces like this, I would rather sell my toggles with the tapered ends and a hole in the middle with the natural edge. That way you don't have any problems with stickiness, and your toggle is an emergency fire starter. But since I don't have a lot of skinny ones, I'm going to narrow these down on the lathe, taper the ends, and put a hole in the middle. And I'm going to send him resinous ones, dry ones. I've got some jack pine here that's really light, hardly resinous at all. So he can try them out and give me feedback. If you could, Ken, appreciate that. But right now, I like this idea better. This one's a little too fat, in my opinion. So next time I go out fatwood hunting, I was out there yesterday. Got a few pieces, but I'm going to start looking a little more for the longer, skinnier pieces, which I do anyways for other projects. That's what I'm up to. Let's see what you guys are up to here. Okay. I got to load up my Two for Tuesday video. I'll be right back. Right on, Jim. Right on. I think I'll be going for a little while. Okay. It's been so long since I've been in my shop. I've got a lot of organizing to do, but hopefully my tools are sharp. Usually I sharpen my tools the night before because, you know, I live with chronic pain and I like to do steps, you know, like prep time. But I've been kind of at this all day. We'll go until my back says that's enough. I've got a lot of prep done. All I have to do is have my wood on the lathe. I'm hoping my tools are sharp enough. If not, we'll just sharpen them right here. Okay, I've got my can, and I don't see a bottle of water. We'll get her done. Diego, sending kisses. Aw. God, I love that dog. Train. It was raining a minute ago. So I'm going to start with this really big piece. I don't know why I grabbed it, but hey, it's a good test piece to get some shavings fine. Okay. Yeah, man, I am so out of practice here. I haven't used the shop since mid-July. That's when I just hurried up and stocked my store and got everything I could done and made my trip out to West Virginia to go see the grandkids. And then it's just been travel ever since. I'm glad to get back in the shop. Ken, you kind of gave me a boost and got me a little more motivated. Appreciate it. All right, so let's get this tightened. Feels good. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Good. We're all good. Mr. Mega Fred Zeppelin. I love it when you pop in to say hi. Hell yeah, man. Hope the weather's good out there. We are at peak fall right now here in Michigan. That's what happens when you let other people use your tools. Let's see if we can get that on. Now, I've noticed I have a tendency to rush when I've got other people with me or going live streaming. So I'm kind of challenging myself to just take it slow. Don't rush anything. Do like you would if you were by yourself. There we go. Nice and snug now. Crash. Rock on, brother. Now, as Jimmy Boy would say, make sure you have all the proper PPE, personal protective equipment. If I would lathe without earplugs, I feel it later. That's right. I licked my finger, give myself a wet willy. Hey, they work better that way. Man, am I forgetting anything? I think I'm good. I don't have a long sleeve shirt on, so try not to get a bunch of sawdust down my shirt. Joe's Outdoor Places. Hey, how's it going? All right, I'm going to start with the rusty gouge. Got a good solid piece of high octane red pine. Got some knots. I'm going to whittle this down into a little stick. I'm starting with a fatter piece just so I can practice. See how sharp this tool is. Yeah, it could be a little sharper. The angle's right. Let's see if we can keep that angle. Move you again. I'm gonna need some water. Hope you don't mind, Jimmy Boy. I'm gonna use your cup. For whatever reason, the brake does not work on my bench grinder. Hi, Vanessa Kitty. Jim Thomas is back. Hey, Jimmy boy, are you still around? I need to know if I need to know again what you wanted me to do with the fatwood that you gave me, those 2 pieces. I know you said you wanted me to save the shavings. If I remember right, you just wanted them cylinder and the ends square. I don't mind one bit watching. Huh. Definitely want you to save the shavings, make something beautiful for somebody. Gotcha. Where's that toggle that's supposed to be in my pocket? There we go. I want something thinner than this. There's a Ridgeline toggle, a little bit fat, natural edge on it, tapered ends with just a knife. And this is going to be nice. This has some knots in the middle, giving it some beautiful definition, pattern design. It's a little bit longer. I'm going to go ahead and bring it down a lot more. Put this in my pocket where it belongs. Right. Those pieces are really big pieces, so I don't know if you had plans, wanted to do them. They were part of your birthday present. Okay. Gotcha. I love your artwork, Jimmy boy. I just realized I forgot to switch out of my shoes. Oh yeah, that's much better. Perfect. Get out of these shoes. Out of one and into the other. Now we're talking. Don't want my good shoes full of sawdust. All right, there we go. Now we're talking. Those knots are a little difficult to cut through, but they sure are pretty. I want it a little bit skinnier. Okay, let's finish it up. Smells so good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, put this in the pile. When I'm done, I'm going to go up to the bandsaw and cut the ends off, leave the taper on. And then when that pile's ready, it'll go to the bandsaw, the drill press over here. And I will had to figure out just the right size hole for the paracord to have a hole in the center. And that'll be your toggle for your quick deployment ridgeline. So that was the fattest piece. That one should have took the longest. We'll see how it goes from here. I'm hoping to do 10 or 12 of these. So we need a basket for these beauties. Let me see. Here we go. Just like that. Let's do some more high octane red pine. This one's got quite a knot on it, but I think I can make it work. Made Leonardo da Vinci proud. Okay, that feels good. Okay, that knot's going to come out a little bit. Right there. Right. Everything's good. Here we go. Have a good evening, Ray. Big kisses, Diego. It's definitely more challenging working with Fatwood. It's sticky and there's a lot of cleaning involved. But it's worth it. We've got stickies. Sometimes on my cutting tools, the resin will gum up. And as you're dragging your tool across, it doesn't cut anymore because there's like a big old gummy spot. Much better. Even my tool rest will gum up. That makes it hard to get a nice, pretty line. That's as small as that one's gonna get. Oh, it's still attached. Had a big old chunk come up and hit me right here. Maybe I was pushing on it too hard. That's why you wear a nugget protector. Yeah, I go a little bit more. All right, number 2 is done. Steve and Susie's homestead. You finally caught me live. Those of you who are just now joining, I am making toggles for a quick release Ridgeline deployment. Basically, tying your stuff up to a tree or hanging your stuff up. These are little toggles. Someone requested if I could make them in Fatwood. I have a chunk that came off. No big deal. This one's going in the pile. We got 8 more to make. It's called a gummy spot. That's what she said. Here we go with the innuendos. All right, let's see. We're already working on volumes. We'll go with, I'll be honest, I'm going to have to stop and sharpen that tool again. Not quite where I wanted it. I wish the brake worked on this thing. It takes forever to stop. Sometimes I'll go to turn this thing on and realize somebody's been using it and had to put it back. And I want to put it back, but you got to wait an hour for it to stop going. Got another bench grinder down here, a Delta. Don't know where to put that. Steve and Susie's homestead. I cannot wait for you, Steve, to start wood turning again. Even better, come down here and visit. Give me some pointers. Yeah, as soon as you get your wood shop built, Steve, I want to be the first one to visit that. See, that thing's still spinning. This should be better. All right. Jam my finger on it to stop. Press my thumb off the side. Ah! there and find me some skinnier branches. I would like to sell these in my store. Got a crack right there. Couple cracks. Gonna have to be careful on this one, or just not do it at all. I feel brave or stupid. Now, I'm only thinning it out up to here because I'm avoiding that crack. I'm sure you'd probably enjoy this live stream better if I went live from my camera over here and just had it looking down, because you can probably hardly see anything that I'm doing. But I felt like inviting you guys to join me today like this. It's been a while since I've used this camera. It's a 4K camera, but guess what? Unless you pay for StreamYard, it'll only show 720. There we go. I want to get my tapers just right. I want the ends to taper. I want them to taper as if you were to make your toggle by hand. Like this little Fatwood branch is almost perfect. I need a ton of these. It's about the right length, a little too thick, and I just left the original outer edge, and I took a knife and carved the ends to give it a taper. So easy to use, just like the other bushcrafters do. But until I find some like this, a little bit smaller and just long enough, I'm going to turn some for now and see how they turn out. Tomorrow I'm going to make a video showing how to use these. Carl Amsdorf, welcome. Have you ever tried hand sanitizer to remove pine resin from your tools? I find it works very well on knife blades, saw blades, etc. As always, stay safe and God bless. Thank you, Kurt. Yeah, I've been doing that since 2017. Yeah, I love it. I love me some sanitizer. All right. Now let's see if I got enough weight to show you where the crack is in this piece. Come on, camera, follow me. Hate it when I get sawdust right there. Need to put some baby powder. All right. So I've tapered the edges, tapered the ends. Ends will be cut off on my bandsaw. The cracks are right here. Had I kept going, that would have got me. But that's a cute little toggle, I have to say. It might still be a little too big. I like trying new things. I'd like to thank my customer, Kenneth, for asking and requesting, asking me if I could make these. Sounds like fun. In the bucket it goes. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna have to move that back. One of these days, as my boyfriend would say, one of these days when I get rich and famous, I'm gonna get me a nicer lathe. But for now, it works and it's fun and messy. Here we go. All right, back in the pocket. We're doing this one right now. This is a knot. It's a branch just like the rest of them, but it's got the knot, the inner part of the tree, the anchor. Super rich, nice and dark. Pretty dark on the drier end. We're going to turn this one down. It's got one crack on it. Hopefully it doesn't go too deep. About there. Here we go. This one's got a really nice straight grain to it, no knots. I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit thinner and start tapering the ends and show it to you. Yeah, I think it's thin enough. It's tempting to go a little more, and I think I will. Okay, number 4 is done. Pretty. You can see the pith now. I almost wish I had stopped sooner because it had some really pretty lines on it. It still does. I promise next time I go live, I'll set up my lighting system so you can see it better. It's actually fatter on this end. Got to work on that. Don't do it. Okay, number 4, right? Number 4. It's like I have 2 more high octane red pines, and I'm gonna take this jack pine and spin it down to a little stick. That one's a pretty big piece. All right, so here we go. Which one? Go for the challenging one, the fat one with all the knots. It's got, I don't even want to bother with it, to be honest. So the crack goes all the way to here, and it's got a lot of thick, dead wood, dead dry wood around these pine knots. I'm just going to go turn the other one. Really don't need to do this many, but I need practice. I need to try different lengths and sizes. Now, these next 4 pieces after this one are going to be different. Pretty. Reds and oranges. These are pretty cool. My challenge now is try to keep it even. It's a little bit thinner on this end. Almost done. All right, let's compare it to this one. Oh yeah, I like it. I'm starting to wonder if I should make some shorter ones. Probably be a good idea. These are pretty long toggles, but this is my first time, and tomorrow when I do a video showing how these work, I'll get a better idea how long I want them and how narrow. Wow. That sky is wicked dark. Don't hear no thunder. Ain't watching. Cool beans. Got some nice red and orange in this one. Probably takes a second for that tracker to catch up to it. Yeah, it looks all right. All right. So, as I've said, the ends get cut off at the bandsaw, and then the holes get drilled on the drill press. In the bucket we go. So that's 5 high-octane red pines, which is perfect because I want to sell 4 of them, and the extras in case I do an oopsie, break something or drill the hole wrong. Now this is going to be a challenge. I'm going to try to turn these pieces of jack pine I may have to take a break. My back is telling me it's time to sit down for a minute. Yeah, I'm going to take a break. And going to chop the ends of these, make them a little bit more square, so I don't have to knock it all off on the lathe. So I can do that sitting down. I have about 10 inches of Maya dust under my shoe. And I don't have my brush for it. I'll figure it out. Yeah, buddy. Hey, I can feel the floor now. That always helps. Okay, this one. This one's just right. I'll put that one on there for later. I don't have a very big shop. And I don't have a workbench. So don't judge. Get this sawdust off of the chair. Splinter up my ass. All right. Oh, I forgot, I grabbed some red cedar to make some red cedar toggles too. Don't know if I'll get to that. I don't know where I set my hatchet down. I don't even have a batten in here. I guess I just needed a reason to sit down. This right here, oh my God, I cannot wait to turn this. Just that candy apple red. It's awful beat up though. Man, that's supposed to be right there. I don't have a batten in here. That works. Yeah. That'll be a nice quick turn. Yep. Got some pretty good fatwood in this jack pine for jack pine. Starting to wonder if I took my hatchet outside and didn't bring it back in. I am very curious. uno momento. I'm gonna go grab my hatchet if I left it outside. It's almost dark out. Woo! Just as I'm almost to the door, big raindrops. Found my hatchet. Woo, them's cold raindrops. All right. Now I gotta wash my screen. I hear kids yelling and running. Get inside, it's cold. All right. Don't have no paper towel in here. How are we doing on the chat? Ground fog, hey. Good to see ya. Harshman Hills, hey James. Lurking in the back for the Fatwood Queen. All right. Wow, the wind's picking up too. There you go. You can watch out the window while I go get me some water and some paper towel. Rita, what are you doing? Rita, here's something else. Rita thinks a monster's here to come and get her. Cat's like all the way down to the floor, crawling through the trenches. She hears the door open and shut and me talking. She thinks somebody's here. You gotta go hide. Run, kitty, kitty. Yeah, that'll work. All right. So I got those 5 done with the high octane red pine. Now I'm gonna do the light jack pine. It's see, the branch was about this long, about that thick of a log, and I cut it into quarters and drill holes, and we're gonna slap them on the lathe and see what we can do with them. Try to get some lighter Fatwood toggles, because you never know, this Fatwood toggles might not be a good idea. As Kenny said, could be sticky. So we got light Fatwood, rich Fatwood, and if I can find some more Fatwood sticks that are skinny enough, I'll just leave them natural on the outside with the edges tapered down with the knife. Here we go. Not quite as square as I'd like it. All right. Get that right about there. Hope you all got your trampolines hunkered down. Woo-wee! The wind is a-blowing. Those gusts are pretty big, I should say. All right, let's see how close we can get you. Let's try that. It's a little bit more out of my way. Might be a little closer. Come on, tracker. See, it wants to track me, so the trick is to try to get it to focus a little bit over here. You don't want to be looking at my fat arms. Wow, that's so much softer. I am catching on my tool rest. We are getting cold, windy rain up here, says Steve and Susie's homestead. Oh yeah. Yep. Soft and brittle, dry, dead jack pine with a touch of resin. I wonder if I can get that any closer. Oh yeah, that's what I stopped for. This tool rest is cheap die cast crap, whatever you want to call it. I've taken a file over it 1,000,000 times. Just a little bit more. This stuff's gonna need sanding. Ta-da! There. It's like watching the races. Somebody finally wrecked. I'm just kidding. Ah, cut right there. Yeah, that one's gonna have to be hand sanded and hand cut, which is just fine. Little sister, you're really working the heck out of all that laid this evening. Yeah, I should have known. I kept catching the end of that. Not a good angle. I could put it back on there and finish it if I really wanted to. I might. Think about it. All right, let's do another one. Might help if I loosen that. Heck yeah, I knocked that thing right off. Good thing this is light wood. I don't think it would have happened had it been a stronger red pine fatwood. Guess I didn't need to unscrew it that far. There we go. No cracks in this one yet. Right about there. James. Are we good? Are we good? Okay. All right, here we go again. This stuff don't smell as pretty as the red pine. Jack pine, by the way. Well, got it rounded out. Can see some yellow resin in there. A little bit of rich red resin on the sides. Sorry you cannot see that. My light's too bright, isn't it? You know, I didn't think about that. Even though you're not close enough, I'm bleaching it out, the light. See if I can dim that a little bit. Takes a few seconds for my video camera to catch up. Go up one more. There. Here we go. Steve said, whoops, he must be behind a little bit. I've been trying to figure out why I don't have a bomb. There's Jimmy boy. Yeah, here we go. Still got a ways to go, and I want to keep it close to the other one that flew off. Got a bit to go. This one's got more resin in it. Are you singing in the chat, Jimmy boy? They call him Jimmy boy. I'm good with that. I gotta admit, I feel kind of bad running such a boring live stream. All right, this one that flew off, let's see if we can get it to fly off again. It might stay on there, as long as I don't catch it again, but it is trying to split open. Oh, there it went. Sandpaper on the ground. There. I got a little bit trimmed up and sanded after it flew off. Still gonna need some work on it though. My body's telling me to sit down again. My belly hurts. Where's my first one? My second. There it is. This one has more resin on it. So a potential customer in my store asked me if I could make Fatwood toggles for rapid deployment ridgelines, which I will do a video on how they work tomorrow. He was also concerned about it being too sticky, which is why I'm using this jack pine. The jack pine is less sticky, and it'll still help in a pinch. If you're in a survival situation, you can use your toggle to help you get your fire going, because there is resin in this, but mostly here and here. This one's got some little bit of resin veins in there, but it's dry pine wood. I guarantee you, if you scratched at this, and you could fluff up some good fluff off of this and get your fire going real good. So that's two. We have two left. But the queen must sit down on her throne for a minute. I keep forgetting to move my chair so I don't cover it with shavings. Got like 2 inches of dust on the bottom. Oh, it's after dark. That's when the neighbor starts yelling at the kids. Get in the house. Let's see here. Steve and Susie's homestead. Thank you, Steve. I have to remind myself all the time, but I hear you. When you can't read, hold it a little bit further away. It does help. That could make some good comb handles. Oh, you bet. You bet. Yeah, Jimmy boy. Uh, Venture out into some forest and start looking for longer, more narrow pieces for your comb handles. For those of you watching, Lower Michigan Adventures is into Fatwood art this year. Um, and he's been making beard combs with Fatwood handles. Gotta work on your epoxy mixing though, as I said there, Jimmy boy. A little bit more hardener to go with your resin. You mix your 2-part epoxy. By the way, can you hear me all right? Way over there without a mic? Sure you can. My voice carries. All right. Let the old back rest. So I've got 2 handles left. Then I can trim the ends and drill the holes. And tomorrow I'm going to take some paracord and make a ridge line and a little video. Well, you guys aren't very talkative. You're going to leave it all up to me. I see how you are. guess while I sit here, I could do some show and tell. This is a piece of bark. My God. Okay. That is one big glob of pine pitch. Big glob. And on the back side of the bark, you can see where it's lumped up and it's been pushing the resin out. Two birds on one peg. Man. Here's a piece I forgot I had. This red pine branch is rock solid, blood red. This thing feels like a bar of gold. I'm not kidding. Maybe I had it stashed away for my wood turning pieces. Man, I would hate to destroy this. I would want somebody to have it. Yeah, that was a nice branch. My son and I went out to the Fatwoods yesterday, see how much I had left over by Charlie's neighbors. And I got a couple more hauls left in that patch of woods. But I have to take the pole saw and get up there. But it'd be nice to get stocked up again. I've gone through most of my reserves. And now that I'm turning again, I'm going to need more pieces. I have a piece similar to this that's even nicer that the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla gifted me for my birthday at the meetup last September. Haven't decided what to do with that one. I love me a nice solid branch like that. I'm curious how much this weighs. I think I'm gonna find out. Everybody guess how much this weighs. Oh, good. You hear me? Great. Okay, this is going to weigh somewhere between, my guess, somewhere between 14 ounces to maybe a pound and 2 ounces. Allie Carroll. She says 4 pounds. I wish. I'm going to go get the scale. Kick my shoes off. Meow. Okay, people, how many ounces? Is it more or less than a pound? This thing's solid. It's not really fat. But it's rock solid. And where do you buy it? I don't know if I want to advertise. I'm struggling to keep stock. I sell Fatwood on Etsy. Fatwood Queen. No more guesses? I guess you have to be caught up with the live stream, huh? I know one or two of you is behind on the live stream. Allie Carroll, you're pretty close, but you went over a little bit. Guesses? Yeah, guesses. Jeff, the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla. Jeff and Tammy gifted me one of these. Bigger than this, closer to 2 pounds. Guess how much this one weighs? Is it more or less than a pound? And how much more than a pound? It is, I'll tell you if you don't hurry up. I'll type it in. Almost a pound and a half. Y'all, pretty good guesses. It's not fair to me because I weigh this stuff up almost every week. Man, yeah, I was so stoked to find this. I was hoping David Burkhalter would show up. I've been working with his wood again. Haven't done any videos yet. Yeah, the more I dig through my wood stash, the more David Burkhalter wood I find. All right, my back is rested. We've got 2 more pieces to turn. Then we've got to cut the ends off, drill holes, and that'll be it for the live stream. Will I get it done in time? No. I gotta wrap it up at 8 o'clock. So we'll just keep going till 8 o'clock. Okay. Back up on the wall you go. Back over here in the corner you go. All right. Whopper. Take a little while, but we'll get it. Right there. Not very square. Bonk. There it goes. Got sawdust on my belly. Jeff, you got a lathe too? Awesome. This lathe, don't let it fool you. It looks like a big lathe. It's not. It's a long lathe. Unless you got one of those little Harbor Freight things, those are pretty cool. Good enough for making handles. This is big enough to do some bowls on. All right. Are we tight? We good? All good? The host is behind. I was thinking maybe you were behind, Stevie, because you commented whoops, and I assumed you was like way back when I knocked the whole piece off the lathe and it went flying. Okay. I'm missing the tool rest. Oh, you're missing the tool rest. Broke it one night trying to get water from a rock. Long story, basically. I need to find a new tool rest. Oh, we'll get it done, man. Turning is fun. Funny, I feel like I'm wasting so much wood using these big chunks just to get a little stick. But I'm going to go shopping in the Fatwoods as soon as this rain clears up. See if I can find me some smaller sticks for toggles. catching it and sending it flying. Oh, hate sawdust right there. I swear I'm going to keep some baby powder in here. Oh, got a wormhole. Trying to keep these all about the same thickness because I want to sell this customer a pack of 4. This is my least favorite part when it comes to this lathe. crackle like it's ready to break and fly off. Woohoo! All right. One left after this. Hey, Allie, do you have sparkles out and dusted off and ready for fun? Sparkles, I believe, is the name of Allie Carroll's costume. She goes to the haunted house, if I'm remembering right. Show us one that you have done. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm making 4 red pine, 4 jack pine. I'm turning them about the size I want. I'm tapering the ends, and they're going in a pile. And when these are done, we're going to move over here to the bandsaw. We're going to take the edges off. Got them all tapered down. Now with this lathe, I work with the spur drive, and there's a lot of limitations to this lathe, and I do what I can to work with what I have. So we have 4 beautiful red pine toggles. Looks like a red pine's mixed in here. We don't want to do that. 3 and about to be 4 jack pine. So the jack pine is lighter, less resin. Now the reason why I sanded the jack pine and not the red pine, the red pine's most likely to be sticky. And my potential customer here, he can tell me later on down the road how they're working out, and if the resin became a sticky problem when it comes to using his toggles. Now, once we're done cutting the ends off at the bandsaw, we're going to go to the drill press, and I got to find just the right size for paracord. I don't want the hole too big. I want it snug, but not too snug. I want nice, free, and easy hole. Says, are you going to be doing a Fatwood bacon burn and a pumpkin for Halloween? Yes. The pumpkin is just outside. I gotta carve it up and load it and fire it up. I would be sad if I didn't get to do my pumpkin burn. It's called pumpkin medicine. I can't remember why I called it that. Way back in 2016? Yeah, 2016, I did my first pumpkin medicine video. And I believe I have a playlist. And every year I carve a pumpkin, make a jack-o'-lantern, fill it full of Fatwood, and set it ablaze. I haven't decided a song yet. So if you guys have any ideas for music with my pumpkin medicine jack-o'-lantern, flaming Fatwood jack-o'-lantern, suggest a song. I gotta come up with a tune. It's usually heavy metal. Last year, I think it was Wasp. Okay. What do you use the toggles for? Okay. Okay, you got your paracord, right? You got your paracord around the tree. You got a toggle. You can pull your toggle to your paracord to tighten it to the tree. And it's an easy, quick release away from the tree by pulling your folds and knots just right. And you could use your other toggle to tighten it. And I'm going to try to make that video tomorrow. It's going to depend on the weather, but I'm going to do the toggles tonight. I'm going to film the video tomorrow if I can. There's a link in my description to a Dave Canterbury video, and he shows you how these are done. Kenneth sent me the video and asked me if I could make those out of Fatwood. That's what I'm doing. Honestly, though, this is too much work. Long term, if I were to sell these, maybe. I'm using a lot of wood when I turn these things. What I hope to find are just more skinnier, longer Fatwood branches that I can simply cut the ends, take a knife as this has been done, and I've tapered the end like that. Now, to me, this toggle is a little too fat, in my opinion. I'd rather have it smaller. This is what I would prefer if I were buying them, because you don't have the resin on everything. So this is a trial and error kind of thing. And you see how it goes. This is a fun challenge to me, and I'm going to do my best to make these work. I can't see how they won't. Man, that one really is jagged up. I will fix it though. The rest of them turned out pretty good. Standing on a mountain of dust. All right, last one. Here we go. In case anyone missed it, this is a jack pine branch that was about 4 inches, and I cut it into quarters. I have tons of jack pine fatwood at my disposal, and I need to go get more because my jack pine and white pine handles where I'm making strikers have been really popular. No patterns, no designs, no epoxy resin, just a straight wooden handle, nicely sanded, with a ferro rod striker, high-speed steel striker inside. Those have been really popular. So I need to go shopping in the woods some more for that. This weather would be nice. I don't want to disturb anyone bow hunting. I know there are some guys that hunt on the property over. I don't want to be pissing nobody off. Fucking up their day by me out there trampling around and cutting and sawing. I'm trying to limit my time out there. Or get an arrow in ya. Yeah, don't say that. Glenn Campbell, holy crap. How are you doing? Been a long time, huh? I'll be. I got your sticker, don't I? Sticker. Yeah. No, that's Glenn Bell. I don't have a sticker from you. I don't think. But welcome, Glenn Campbell. We are going to cut some more wood. We got one piece left. Just got home. Welcome home. We're getting there. Making more sawdust than anything. A little bit of resin on that one. It's on that end. little bit more on that one. Great. Now we'll go to the bandsaw, trim these edges off. It's almost 8 o'clock. Guess I'll work a little overtime. My goodness. What a mess. You might find this fun and exciting. There's the alarm. 8 o'clock. Okay. All right. As I was saying, you might find this fun and exciting. A lot of times when I go to cut these little ends off, they tend to catch and they like to shoot. Ka-ping! Hey, looky there. Some wood from Steve and Susie's homestead. And I keep forgetting to put my birch bark in my store. Need to get that in there. All right. Let's do this. Mm-hmm. Okay, here's your jack pine. It's not that resinous. Hardly any resin, glows in the light. Then you've got your red pine. Super resinous. Glows in the light. And all I've got to do is drill holes down the center and they'll be done. I will be doing a video showing that. Sorry guys, it's all my back. Time to take my meds and call it a wrap. I'm gonna make sure I take my time, get my paracord out and find the right size hole that I want. And tomorrow I'm gonna drill the holes and I'm gonna take my paracord and show you how to use the Ridgeline with a Fatwood toggle. Yeah, those are pretty. They won't stay pretty for forever because that resin is nice and bright right now, but get a little bit dusty over time. But all that work for some little sticks. I've been meeting practice and I'm also experimenting and yeah, knock the rust off me. Haven't had any wood turning time since July. Now that it's nice and cold and I'm done doing all of my travels, shop is back open for business. I'll try to do more live streams. Let me catch up with the root here before I say adios. Twisted his first lathe in 1977. Thank you, the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla. Yeah, thank you, Glenn Campbell. What is the tensile strength Fatwood? Tension strength? Don't know. All right. My back is screaming, Mommy. Hey, there it is. I knew I had that somewhere. My lighting fixture. All right. Cool. So I got to get all dusted off so I can go up in the house and turn off this live stream. I've got this webcam up on a tripod and extension cord for the USB. Hey, I can hear again. Pop. Appreciate y'all coming and supporting my channel and finding what I do somewhat interesting. There we go. Yeah, buddy. This jack pine is chippier, splinterier than the waxy-like resinous red pine. Cool. Don't need to track none of this into the house. Looks like I got most of it. I can kick off my shoes. Turn the old lights off. I'm going to do the holes, like I said, tomorrow. Do a video. You got to see the somewhat finished product. And thanks for hanging out so long. Ta-ta for now. Keep it burning, everybody.